Hey, good morning, everyone. It is now 9 o'clock, and we are going to break down some of our weather impact alerts that are heading our way through the next several days. Of course, today, in fact, we're already seeing a little bit of change to the forecast, just a little bit, because the system is so quick moving. Not only that, we're dealing with such a narrow band of not only a winter weather advisory, but where we do see the heaviest placement of snow. So we're going to continue to update you. We're starting to see the system get a little closer to at least Minnesota and Iowa, and things are kind of starting to piece together a little bit more when it comes to the most recent model updates, I will say. But I will say that there are some people who may not see any snow at all today. So we'll get to that in just a moment. I do want to show you, though, where that system is spinning off right now. We have it over the Dakotas and Nebraska, starting to bring in some light snow showers into the far western part of Iowa. But I want to show you where this track is. So you see that streamline or those arrows. That's going to be the track of the system. But what I want to point out is this is going to drive kind of where we see the transition line, but this thing is also going to drive where we see the heaviest placement. So even if it does wobble back and forth by just a couple miles, that could be a change of maybe an inch or two for your area. The good news is this is going to be really light and fluffy snow. I really don't think the impacts are going to be any worse than what we saw Sunday morning, if you can recall. We had light and fluffy snow too. Obviously, the roads got pretty bad for a couple of hours, but once we got through the day, definitely started to rebound. So we'll probably see a similar situation, but check out this narrow band. That's kind of why I'm giving you a wider view of this, going right through central Iowa into the Mississippi River Valley, and then through central Illinois into Indiana. And when it comes to the alert that's in place, again, a winter weather advisory going to start at 1 p.m. and likely last until 3 a.m. Even though we are expecting around 2 to 4 inches within the advisory area, that I'm pretty confident on. I'm confident on the timeline of the system. It's going to come in this afternoon, and it's likely going to be gone before midnight tonight. However, when it comes to our winter weather advisory, you'll notice that some towns, Jackson County with Maquoketa, Galena and Dubuque and Joe Davies County, we're talking about Carroll County, Savannah, as well as Whiteside County in the Sterling Rock Falls region, Princeton and Bureau County. That's not included in this winter weather advisory. That doesn't mean you're not going to see any snow, but you may only get max about an inch. So really not expecting too much the farther north and the farther east that you go. So here's a look at the winter storm severity index. So this is kind of a look at where we could see the roads get a little dicier. And it's exactly where we see that line of the heavier snow band move through, as well as where our advisory is placed. So once again, it's only a level 2 out of 5, which is exactly what we were seeing on Sunday morning as well. Rest of us will just be in the orange area, which means winter driving, which means, yeah, you could get a dusting on some of those roadways. But definitely by tomorrow morning, I'd say that the roads are going to start to look a lot better, especially the fact that we're going to see the system leave the area by midnight tonight. Then the crews will have plenty of time overnight to kind of work and clear off some of those roads, and we should be in better shape by tomorrow morning. But here's a look at future track. Temperatures today are going to be in the mid-20s. Now, the one thing is the timeline with this system. We do have some models kind of trying to delay it until about 3 or 4 o'clock. This one wants to come in a little bit early, around 1 o'clock, when we do start to see our advisory take shape. We'll be able to actually track this in and know a lot more of the timing of when we'll actually see snow into the region, especially once we get to Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. But regardless, you can expect snow showers through the evening. And the evening, your commute, that's going to be the most impacted part of the day. That's when most people are going to be out on the roads. That's when I'm expecting roads to actually start to see some coverage too. So we'll continue to see those snow showers through this evening. And then once we do get to that midnight hour, it's going to start to decrease. I will say I'm not anticipating this model is trying to push in a couple more light snow showers into tomorrow morning. I really don't see that happening. If it does, it'll be just some light flurries, likely not anything that's going to accumulate, but temperatures will be in the mid-20s again for tomorrow afternoon. We're likely going to be a little bit breezier too by tomorrow as we start to usher in those cooler air masses. And that's going to be seen into the weekend. So here's kind of the change that we have been seeing in trends this morning. We have been watching, especially our in-house model. I've been seeing it now with this model that I've been using all morning. they've been shifting the line a little bit more to the south and the west. So the heaviest band of snow could potentially be seen anywhere from, I'm going to say, Muscatine, Burlington, Galesburg potentially too. I think that's where we could see a better bet right now to get that 2 to 4 inch range. Here in the Metro Quad Cities, it's kind of looking more like a 2-inch event, maybe 2 to 3 inches. Clinton, about 1 to 2 inches. And then, of course, as you get farther off to the north, or you get into those northwestern towns of Illinois, Princeton, Sterling Rock Falls region, Savannah, Dubuque, there is an opportunity that that cutoff misses you completely, and you may not see much snow, if any, at all. If not, maybe just a dusting, maybe just about an inch of snow. So again, it's looking a lot better for those towns as of right now this morning. Again, the shift is kind of a little bit more of a concern for the heaviest band to be just to the south of us here in the metro area. Luckily, though, it doesn't look like a big event. Again, this is going to be really light and fluffy snow, so I do like the highest totals right now to still be between 2 to 4 inches. We'll continue to track it, of course, and the fact that this system is coming in during the evening hours, we're going to have not only Chief Meteorologist James Sahara here, I know Peter Warner's going to be out here helping him too, and I believe that they're going to get the beast out on the roads to be able to give you updates on how the roads are looking for your evening commute. So that's the weather impact alert for today. It will come to an end, likely could expire it by tomorrow morning really early, even before our commutes. It just really is going to depend on how those roads are looking, but I'm anticipating that we'll be in pretty good shape by tomorrow morning. It's just going to be this evening that you're just going to have to watch out for those slick spots. Now, going into the weekend, we got some more snow to talk about. Saturday, we have another round of snow showers, and not only that, it's going to be a very similar situation. We got these clipper systems, and what these clipper systems do is they bring in those kind of short but quick spurts of snow. We got that 2 to 4 inch chance on Sunday morning. We got the 2 to 4 inch chance today. Likely going to see another chance, and right now I'm thinking between 2 to 3 inches on Saturday, but we're going to take a deeper dive into that as we get through this first system, because some changes can happen when it comes to systems passing through, that is for sure. But regardless, we are expecting some snow on Saturday, but I think the bigger concern with the weekend is going to be how cold it is. Not only that, we spent a ton of time this morning talking about all the events that are happening this weekend. There is going to be the Chris Kindle Market. There is going to be the Geneseo Christmas Walk. A lot of things are happening this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of them get canceled just because of how frigid the air is going to be. Let's take a look at future track and timeout, at least snow chances for you as we do head into the weekend. Saturday morning, looks like we'll start to track in those snow chances, and it's almost taking the exact same path as the one that we are seeing this afternoon. Most of the snow chances, again, passing through the Metro Quad Cities region, and then it goes right through central Illinois into Indiana. Again, like I said, it could be a very similar scenario to what we're seeing today, and once again, very light and fluffy snow because of how cold it is going to be. But let's take a look at those wind chills, because like I said, this is going to be the most concern when it comes to that weather impact alert staying in place for the weekend. Future track wind chills are likely going to show and stay below zero, likely the negative teens for almost all of us through the entire day on Saturday. It will not feel better than minus 15 likely for a lot of us. But then we get to Saturday night. This is going to be the coldest night of the upcoming week and the coldest night that we have seen so far for the season. We're talking about wind chills to definitely get close. If not, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service definitely puts out some cold weather advisories in place, because these are dangerous wind chills. We're getting as low as minus 25 to minus 30. When you see wind chills get this low, frostbite can be a concern and can settle in as little as 10 minutes. So that's why we get kind of concerned with these wind chills, because you need to make sure that you're layering up in basically every exposed part of your body, and gloves and face. You got to watch out for all that stuff as you're going to be outside. So hopefully you have indoor plans for the weekend. That's going to be your best bet. But luckily, as we do get into next week, we see some great rebounds. It's still going to stay cold through Sunday. It's still going to be cold Monday morning, but then we'll go back to the 20s Monday, back to the 30s Tuesday, 40 potentially on Wednesday, which means we could see another good round of some snow melt heading our way. Okay, so of course, not only are we on our 8+ streaming app, but we're also on Facebook, and I am looking at some of your comments, so we're going to go through these really quick. And feel free to continue to ask questions if you have any questions on any of our alerts as well. Of course, I know a lot of people want to know How much snow are they getting for their towns? So we're going to go through this. Thomas is asking about Rock Island. Rock Island, I'm thinking right now between 2 to 3 inches. For the Metro Quad cities, 2 to 3 inches looks like a good bet right now. Again, a change in the path of this system by 20 miles could change the amount that we see down to maybe 1 to 2 inches. So that's kind of the uncertainty that we're seeing with the path regardless. So I think widespread across the area, we're looking good about 1 to 4. Monmouth, hold on, let me pull up the snowfall tracker so I can get quicker or faster answers for you guys. Yeah, the Monmouth area, kind of near Galesburg to Mount Pleasant, I'm thinking between 2 to 4 inches is going to be your best bet for amounts of snow. And then Michelle says, rather have snow than negative temperatures. I absolutely agree with that. 150%. I would much rather deal with snow than the frigid air that is coming in, because to me that's more than likely a lot more dangerous most of the time. Michelle says, will that be the same for any snow this weekend? I'm in Rock Falls. Yeah, so not only are you in Sterling Rock Falls, you're not expected to see much snow today. So that's the good news. And honestly, the system this weekend for Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon kind of looks like it's taking almost the same path as this system. So I would anticipate that on Saturday, we're going to see a similar scenario here where the heavier amounts are going to be seen right near the Metro Quad cities pointing to the south. Lesser amounts right now look like they could be off to the north. But we know with these quick moving systems, you really want to get all the way up to basically when the event starts to be able to call it very good for those snowfall amounts. Again, this system has been a little bit of a pain to track, I will say. We've seen way too much uncertainty with it. At least the timeline, though, has been remaining pretty good for us. Chris Bishop says, what is the long-term outlook leaning toward 99 days till spring? I'm looking forward to it already. I am also looking forward to it already. Actually, I think we have been seeing some trends. I don't have the updated graphic right now, but I can pull this up. I'll just pull up the 14-day so we can look at, I also have to fix that graphic, but we can at least look at the temperatures that are trending. The 14-day outlook does show trends to be warmer, at least through the middle of December and going into potentially the Christmas holiday. To check out those temperatures as we do get to Christmas. And this is picking up not only Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. We could be in the mid to upper 30s. Now, the sad part about this, because I was thinking about this, we have gotten so much snow already for the month. We have seen already a snow depth here. We're going to get a couple more rounds here, too, as we head through the next couple of days. Well, what's not looking likely, or what's potentially not looking likely, is we could ruin our chances for a white Christmas now, because we're going to see temperatures warm so nicely into the Christmas holiday. So there's a potential that a lot of our snowpack disappears by the Christmas holiday. I'm kind of having my fingers crossed because we just haven't gotten a white Christmas in so long. And if you want to know, a white Christmas is defined by having at least 1 inch of snow on the ground on Christmas Day. So right now, it might not happen. We'll see, though. We know that Mother Nature is going to do what she wants. But again, at least it does look like we're going to get a break from all this crazy weather, the crazy cold, the crazy systems that we've been tracking. And it does look like, at least for a little bit, we're going to get a break here. When it comes to January, I think we're still kind of trending to be quite January-like. We know that it's it is our coldest month of the year. And generally our snowiest month of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's still trending that way. But yeah, Climate Prediction Center does have some nice warmth heading our way, at least here for the rest of the month of December. The monthly outlook heading into January is still kind of putting us in a cooler air mass. Might even actually be trending on the drier side, which means maybe a little less snow. Regardless, so we know that we're in the coldest months and the darkest months of the year. Michelle goes, I was hoping you won the bet because you only said, 13 inches? I did say only 13 inches. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, the weather team, and this is forecasted for starting December 1st. So from December 1st to February 28th, I only forecasted like 13.6 inches. Rest of the team went to like 20 to 25 inches. I'm still on track to be able to be right, but my chances are starting to dwindle because we did see, I think the Quad Cities, we got 3 inches in Moline on Sunday. I think we got to cut maybe one more to tack on at the beginning of December. But, we have chances of snow today. We have more chances of snow this weekend. So my chances are dwindling, but it doesn't mean that I can't win. I still might win. We'll see. Chris Bishop says Andrew Sutsky tried to guarantee a white Christmas. I know. I thought it was looking like a guarantee, but now we're starting to see changes that it's just going to trend warmer. But we'll see. We'll see. It still could change. We still could see a white Christmas. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys be for now. Of course, you can continue to interact with me on Facebook. We're going to be giving you updates all day today. I think we're going to do another stream on our News 8 streaming app, as well as probably on Facebook that you can jump in and ask more questions. Coming up at noon, of course, you can join me on Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. I'll have some more updates there. And then, of course, James is going to be tracking this event live for you through the evening. Peter Warner is also going to be in to help him with that and probably get into the beast himself. So everyone have a great Thursday. Stay safe and stay warm.